But maybe the time has come to change our passive approach. We can retain our convictions, our strength of belief. We might want to consider, however, leaving the comfort of our houses of worship, spreading our message of universal love, freedom, and justice across a land growing ever more barren of these marvelous gifts. Surah 90, the city, tells of how humankind is born with 2 eyes, a tongue, and 2 lips, and that we know that 2 paths of life exist. But we would not attempt the uphill road, and what will make you comprehend what the uphill road is? It is the setting free of a slave, or the giving of food in a day of hunger to an orphan, or to the poor man lying in the dust. Then we are of those who believe and charge one another to show patience, and charge one another to show compassion. Like our abolitionist ancestors, we need to fight our modern slavery to money, material goods, and the bindings of social class. We must find ways to eat more ethically and to feed the hundreds of millions who hunger. We must seek ways to live non-violently, to love unconditionally, and to dispel the dark clouds of fear and oppression. In order to do that, we must become the wind. We must become agents of change, not the destructive change of fundamentalist certitude and prejudice, or the corrosive erosion of indifference and stale tradition, but nurturing change, raining down on a land thirsty for a saving message from a drought of hope. Like a wind, we can blow into the streets of the physical world. We can waft through the communities of social media into the world of cyberspace. We can become the wind of good news, evangelizing our saving message. Now, some would equate such evangelism with proselytizing. You might worry that our message will get tied up in telling folks that ours is the only true religious option. So in the name of tolerance, we end up not saying anything. But Unitarian Universalist evangelism is not about converting people to the one true church. It's certainly not about holding the keys to some kingdom locked forever to those against whom they refuse to accept our version of the truth. Unitarian Universalist evangelism is about telling people, letting them know we are here. It's about telling the world that there is a vibrant and compassionate alternative to the hate-filled fearmongers who despise anyone who is different from them. Unitarian Universalist minister Tony Larson was raised Catholic. He went to parochial schools and attended catechism classes, where students were drilled on the important questions of their religion and where they learned the right answers to those questions. Because of his experiences as a child, Larson believes that our kids need something to help them formulate their own answers to these ultimate questions in life. So Larson developed a Unitarian Universalist catechism that provides children, as well as people of all ages, with an answer to the question, what do you believe in? His catechism consists of 3 simple points. Love your neighbor as yourself, which includes trying not to hurt people in any way. Make the world a better place, which includes working for justice, peace, and freedom for all people. And search for the truth with an open mind. Show patience and compassion. Free the slaves, feed the hungry, and search for truth wherever that search leads you, whether it's the Bible, or the Qur'an, the Bhagavad Gita, or the Tao Te Ching. The popular 1980 Bob Seger song describes the experience of many adult Unitarian Universalists who, like Tony Larson, were raised in other faith traditions. The years rolled slowly past, and I found myself alone, surrounded by strangers I thought were my friends. I found myself further and further from my home, and I guess I lost my way. There were oh so many roads. I was living to run and running to live, never worried about paying or how much I owed, moving 8 miles a minute for months at a time, breaking all of the rules that would bend. I began to find myself searching for shelter, again and again. We found in our congregations shelter against the winds that rocked us. We found in our heritage and history the roots we had long sought that welcomed diversity and that freed people from oppression. But we've also grown comfortable in these shelters, our loving religious communities. We have grown comfortable while countless others out there are buffeted as they run against the wind. Let us, therefore, stream out into the world. Let us spread the good news of Unitarian Universalism wherever someone wants to burn a Qur'an. Let us spread the good news when a gay youth gets beat up. Let us spread our good news whenever another corporation carelessly pillages our interdependent way of life. Let us spread our good news when hard-working but undocumented families are ripped apart and denied the promise of America afforded to each and every one of us at some time in our past. Let us bring life, the life-giving waters of Unitarian Universalism to a dying land, and let them know we are here, that we are here to stay. Closing words come from the Persian poet Sadi in a work called To Serve the People. To worship God is nothing other than to serve the people. It does not need rosaries, prayer carpets, or robes. All peoples are members of the same body, created from one essence. If fate brings suffering to one member, the others cannot stay at rest. Until next time.